over 72 hours later, the wildfire in the Zuko range continues to rage on. The area of action, however, has now shifted from Nagaland to neighbouring Manipur, where the crisis is growing by the hour. As per inputs from locals, the fire has now crossed Mount Essie and is inching towards inhabited areas, causing great concern to the locals. While the Manipur government has deployed around 200 to 300 firefighters and forest department personnel in the affected area in the state's Senapati district, local volunteers, mainly those from the Mao Students' Union, are assisting in the firefighting operations. In fact, President of the Mao Students' Union informed Northeast Live that around 80 volunteers along with local villagers are assisting the fire personnel. However, the hilly terrain coupled with strong winds is making it risky for the firefighters and volunteers to continue the operations. Lack of road connectivity to the fire site is also making things extremely difficult. The fire personnel and volunteers have to trek nearly 14 kilometers to reach the site, making the operations extremely difficult.
Regarding the Zuko wildfire, we want to know the latest update, what is going on right now.
As far as today is concerned, the Zuko wildfire has been spreading towards its neighboring mountains. The team of State Fire Brigade, along with the volunteers from the Mao Student Union and the nearby villages, almost around 80 to 90.
Yes.
Went up yesterday with fire brigade equipments.
Yes.
However, due to the terrain and the non-accessibility of the fire brigade vehicle to the spot,
yes,
it has caused, it has taken a lot of time to stop the fire. However, the volunteers along with the state fire brigade utilize the mobile fire extinguisher,
yes,
up to the ground zero till the by hiking up these mountains.
Mm-hmm.
However, the ferocity of the fire could not be stopped with such equipment.
Okay.
So at the moment, what we require is an road accessibility up to the point,
yes,
to stop the wildfire heading downhill towards the habitat of where nearby villages.
How far is the wildfire from habitated areas? What's the time frame that you suspect that it will reach?
The fire started from the Zuko Valley, which has spread it to the we call it Mount Isse, the highest peak in Manipur.
Yes, yes.
So this Isse has 7 mountain range.
Okay.
So yesterday, what happens is the wind condition. The first peak started burning around in the morning.
Yes.
Now by evening around late 4 and late 4.
Meanwhile, as the fire continues to rage on, the Manipur government has reportedly sought paramilitary personnel and more equipment from the centre to deal with the crisis. Union Home Minister Amit Shah took stock of the situation during a telephonic conversation with Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. Shah assured all possible help from the centre to contain the fire. Yesterday, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, accompanied by the State Chief Secretary Rajesh Kumar and Manipur DGP L.M. Khaute, conducted an aerial survey of the affected area to take stock of the situation. Meanwhile, following request from the Nagaland government, the headquarters Eastern Air Command, Indian Air Force, also deployed a Mi-17 V5 helicopter for firefighting operations in the affected areas. The helicopter is equipped with Bambi bucket for firefighting in the Zuko Valley. Furthermore, the inferno has been brought well under control on the Nagaland side, where the fire has been doused in vast stretches and efforts are underway to end the crisis for good. Pezzanino Celli, a range officer in Kohima, informed your channel Northeast Live that around 282 volunteers from the Southern Angami Youth Organization, the SDRF and Forest Department officials inspected the site, making a joint effort to douse the fire yesterday.
We can say now that fire is under control. We went, my forest staff along with me, we went with SIO volunteers. A total of around 282 of us were there at the ground. So after observation, ground observation, what we assessed, the best next option to save the valley was to undertake this fire line cutting. So we did that exercise today, and then it was the mission was successful, and then the fire line cutting was along a length of 5 kilometers with a width of 2 meters. So hopefully, even though we are not able to save the rest, this valley will be saved. That was our objective. From our ocular observation and the nature of fire that is happening there, since it's starting from the creeping type of wildfire is happening, so the best option is to do this fire line cutting in order to prevent. And since there is wind coming from both rampantly blowing from both south and west direction, we cannot opt for counter firing also. So the best next option is what we have undertaken today. So in the near future also, if something happens, we are always ready to go for that. The SIO executive members with the 200 volunteers are camping up there in case of any unfortunate events.
However, concern continues to grow in neighbouring Manipur, where the fire is threatening to reach the villages on the fringes of the mountain range. With inputs from Samuel Pau in Senapati and Sarah Konyak in Kohima, News Desk Report, Northeast Live.